You are the presenter, Miraya, Tanya, and Bhakti.
Yes, ma'am. Now I can share. I'll just.
Okay. Yeah, now
No, I changed the setting again to everyone.
Okay. Just start sharing, please, and we will start now. I'm starting the recording, and we will now start. 1 minute. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Career Panorama, panoramic view of contemporary careers. This presentation is being done by the students of the postgraduate diploma and in counseling and in guidance and counseling. So we're we're happy to have all of you here. So choosing the right career is a significant decision that can shape your future and overall life satisfaction. Exploring different career options is an exciting journey that allows you to discover your interests, skills, and your potentials. So this career fair, online career fair, is created specially for you children, and we're having it online so it can reach the maximum number of students. We have with us our director, Dr. Vidya Satish, who would like to formally invite you for this online career fair.
A very good evening to one and all of you. We are SI's Institute of Comprehensive Education. We are an institute training counselors, teachers, and special educators. So today we have this career panorama, which is a very beautiful presentation on different careers, very interesting careers that are contemporary, and something that will help you to kind of make a decision. So, as Rupal ma'am just said, choosing the right career is something that is not very easy. It doesn't come at the first go, but all of us need to go through it, go through the process of looking at different careers, finding out what skills that we have, and do we find that interesting? Do we find the career engaging enough to spend our rest of our lives and all that? So we invite the students, especially the students of our parent school, the SIS school, SIS High School at Matunga. And we have other schools also watching this program. For example, it is our SIS APJ Abdul Kalam Memorial School at Ghatkopar and also the Army Public School in Kolaba. So, like that, there are different schools who are watching this. And this presentation comes from students of our postgraduate diploma in counseling. They're going to present today wonderful careers. Not only today, but also on the 16th of January, we are going to have another set of careers that will come to you. So, enjoy. But please see to it that you have your paper and pencil with you and write down, take screenshots, and you can write whatever questions and queries that you have on the chat box. We are also on YouTube. We are live now on YouTube. You can also refer to this program later in case you have any doubt. Our students of the counseling programs have worked very hard to bring this presentation to you, and my best wishes to our students also, and a very warm welcome to all our viewers, especially our children from our parent schools. So have a nice day, enjoy this presentation, and anything that you want to know, please do engage in the chat so that we'll be able to give you the right answer, if not today, but definitely we will get back to you. All the best, my dear students, counseling students, and once again, a warm welcome to all our viewers. Thank you.
Shruti, you.
Thank you so much, Rupal ma'am and Vidya ma'am. And good afternoon, dear students, and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to the career panorama that's presented to you by us, the students of SIS Institute of Comprehensive Education from the Department of Counseling. So, as we all know that making a career choice or making any choice in life always involves having knowledge, and we cannot choose what we do not know. So, we are here today to present to you a wide range of career opportunities available in today's world and also give you some brief insight into each of these career paths. I really hope that you all gain knowledge and find valuable insights from our session here today. Without further ado, let's begin. My name is Shruti Rajesh, and today I'm here to talk to you about the first career path of this presentation, which is interior design. Before I start to present, I would like to share a small video with all of you on this topic, so let's get to it.
Sell online and grow your business with Wix e-commerce. Create a beautiful storefront for your
Whether visualizing a brand new building or giving a fresh look to a tired room, interior designers are artists who play with space to create attractive, functional interiors. Interior designers select the elements that define an interior space, from furniture and paint colors to lighting and floor coverings. They may sketch freehand or use design software to create a plan that suits the client's needs and preferences and reflects how the space will be used. Interior designers draft project timelines and estimate costs, place orders for materials, and oversee the installation of design elements. At project completion, they follow up with clients to ensure their satisfaction. Designers must be familiar with building codes, local regulations, and universal accessibility standards. They may work with architects and builders to define permanent aspects of a space, such as a room size or wall or window placement. Some interior designers specialize, for example, in designing healthcare facilities, kitchens and bathrooms, or in using sustainability principles in their work. Meeting with clients during evening and weekend hours may be necessary. A number are self-employed. Typical employers include design firms, architects, and furniture stores. To enter the field, interior designers usually need a bachelor's degree with a focus on interior design. Some states require licensure.
Okay, so I'll now start with the presentation. So, students, what does interior design mean? It's a multifaceted profession, which means that you need to have like planning, creativity, design, and coordination. The main goal in this career is to enhance the functionality and aesthetic of your client's living space. The important aspect is to meet the needs of your client in terms of their preferences and requirements, while also being aware of the budget that they want to stick to. Next slide, please. As an interior designer, you need to have multiple skills, but since this profession works on a lot of technology and especially 3D models, sketches, design mockups, having fluency in technology is very important. So you need to be very well versed with software skills like AutoCAD, SketchUp, 3D Max. You also need to have basic understanding of architecture, space planning, and of material properties. Coming to some of the soft skills, visualization is a very important skill to have, since imagination of spaces and how to enhance them is what leads to these ideas coming to life, which also means that you have to be creative and have artistic abilities. Communicating with your client is also important to make sure that you are on the same page in terms of outcomes you're trying to achieve, the budget, etc. Next slide, please. I have now enlisted some colleges in India, especially in Mumbai and all across the country. These are government and private institutions, and you are free to take a screenshot of this slide if you wish to. Next slide, please. The cost of education to pursue interior designing as a career. So the cost of education depends on a number of factors, such as if the institution is a private or a government institution, the reputation of that institution, where it is located geographically, and the specific program you're trying to pursue. In government colleges, the fee is a lot less in comparison to a private institution. And as you can see on the slide, the fee range for government institutions for a bachelor's program ranges somewhere between 20,000 to 1 lakh rupees per year, depending on the college and the state you've chosen. And for a private institution, it ranges from 50,000 rupees to 5 lakh rupees a year. Next slide, please. I'm now going to just briefly discuss the job types available to you. Residential interior designer, someone who designs private home spaces, commercial interior designer, office and commercial spaces, hospitality for so like halls, event, like the places where big events are hosted, etc. Healthcare is designers who design hospitals, medical centers, etc. Exhibition and event, that's self-explanatory. So exhibition. Set designers, so film, TV, and theater, people who work in these spaces. Retail is for luxury shops, any kind of stores, brands, etc. Educational designers are the ones who design colleges, schools, and furniture designers design furniture. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to discuss with you the qualifications that you require to pursue a course in interior designing. So you must have completed your 12th standard to enter a bachelor program in this field, and your subject preferences must. Am I audible?
Yes. So, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Shruti, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I just got muted and removed from the meeting, so I can't really see uh, anything on the screen right now.
Students, we request you not to do this.
Should I reshare?
You are on the qualification slide only, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was frozen for me. No, thank you so
No,
much.
no.
Okay. Coming to a bachelor's degree. So, a bachelor's degree in interior design is is usually of 3 to 4 years, and popular courses.
Someone is muting or
Yeah, ma'am, I got muted. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Shruti.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So the popular courses for interior design are a Bachelor of Interior Design either via arts, so a BA of Interior Design or a BSc in Interior Design. If you want to take a more technical approach, you can also pursue this career with a Bachelor in Architecture. Next slide, please. Miraya, your screen stopped sharing. Can everyone see the screen, or is it gone for everybody?
it has stopped?
It's gone. It stopped.
Oh, okay.
Can Tanya, excuse me, it's 1 minute. Can 1 minute? Can Tanya share now? Okay, it's come back. Yeah, thank you. 1 minute. Yes. We're changing the setting and we will start again. Okay, 1 minute. Everyone can, students, you can come back after 5 minutes. 1 minute, you can come back. We are just changing some of the settings.
Can you now share the screen? We have changed the setting.
Ma'am, can I suggest something?
Miraya or Tanya?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Bhakti,
I'm not
can I
the
suggest
present.
something?
Pardon me?
Ma'am, Bhakti here, can I suggest something?
Yeah.
Ma'am, make only Miraya and Tanya the presenters. They are still not the presenters. You will have to manually make them presenters. And then
We did.
Ma'am,
it.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
only
but I still
Rupal ma'am
can't
and your
share.
name is seen as presenters.
Okay, okay. Will do people in
Ma'am, from the 3 dots you can make.
Yeah, yeah.
And-
There only, na? Yeah, we'll do that.
And then, ma'am, only like two people who want to speak, make them presenters, and then we can remove them as the presenter, and next two, we can make them as the
Last
presenter.
time I did that only, but we are still in that. We are only the presenters. I think everyone presenter and just finish it off. Maybe this one is. Ravya and Tanya. We make them the coordinates, so yeah, they'll be able to present now. Can you?
Yes, ma'am. I'll just
They
share.
can do.
Miraya, can you put it from the starting?
The first slide.
Yeah, we are starting again as ma'am said.
Okay. Okay, I'll do that.
Ma'am, should I start from the beginning again?
Yes, please start.
Okay. Miraya, I think you can go to the next slide.
Should I play the video again?
I don't know.
What happened? Please
Ma'am,
start.
should we play the video again or start with the slides?
No video. Just start again and without the video.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so what is interior design? It is a multifaceted profession, which means it requires you to have many skills like planning, design, creativity, and coordination. The goal is to enhance the functionality and aesthetics and the overall quality of the living space. The most important aspect is to meet the needs of your client in terms of their preferences and requirements while also being aware of the client's budget. Next slide, please. These are some of the skills needed to be an interior designer. So, since this profession works on 3D models, sketches, and design mockups, having fluency in technology is very important. So, you need to be able to have fluency in softwares like AutoCAD, SketchUp, 3D Max, Photoshop, etc. A good understanding of architectural fundamentals, so that is the basics of architecture, space planning, and material properties is also essential. Some soft skills in interior designing. Visualization is very important since having imagination of spaces and how to enhance them is what leads to those ideas coming to life, which also means you have to be creative and have artistic abilities. Communication with your client is also very important to make sure that you are on the same page in terms of the outcome you are trying to achieve, the budgeting, etc. Next slide, please. This is a list of colleges in Mumbai and also around the country. I have included a list of private and government colleges in this list. You can take a screenshot if you wish to do so. Next slide, please. Coming to the cost of education for this profession, the cost of studying interior design in India significantly depends on whether you are pursuing this career in a government or a private institution, the reputation, the location of this college, and the specific program or degree you try to choose. So, for pursuing a bachelor's degree in government institutions, the fee ranges from 20,000 to 1 lakh rupees per year, depending on the college. And for a private institution, it's a lot more. So it starts at 50,000 and it can go up to 5 lakhs per year, again, depending on the college's reputation and facility. The jobs available, this is a list of the jobs that you can pursue as an interior designer. So some of them are self-explanatory. Hospitality is people who work in the hospitality industry, so hotels, restaurants, etc., designing those spaces. Exhibition and event is people who design events and exhibitions. Retail interior designer is someone who helps in designing retail spaces, so shops, malls, luxury stores, etc. Educational interior designer designs schools, colleges. Furniture interior designer designs furniture. Next slide, please. I'm now going to briefly discuss the qualifications that you require. So you must have completed your 12th standard in order to pursue a bachelor's course, and your subjects of preference to enter interior designing must include physics, chemistry, and mathematics. A bachelor's degree in this course ranges somewhere between 3 to 4 years, and the courses can be done either through a bachelor in arts of interior design or a bachelor of science in interior design. If you want a more technical approach, you can also pursue interior design through a bachelor of architecture. Next slide, please. I'm now going to discuss the salary that you avail in this profession. So it's a very high paying profession, especially if you have a lot of experience under your belt. So for someone who begins their career, their salary can start at 4 lakhs per annum. And as you can see on the slide, as your experience increases and your responsibilities and your expertise grows, you can also earn a salary of 15 lakhs or more per annum, which goes to say that this is a highly paying profession. Next slide, please. I'm now going to talk about the work environment for an interior designer, so the work environment for these people depends on the type of employment. So that is whether they work for a company or they choose to freelance, the nature of the project, which means how big or small of a project they've taken on, and whether it is an individual or a group project. Work-life balance. Students, as an interior designer, your work-life balance depends on multiple factors like the nature of your project, the deadlines you have to meet, and what are your individual work ethics and what roles you play in a particular project. So, in order to have good work-life balance, you must learn to prioritize your tasks, take sufficient time off, practice self care, have a good support system, and learn to communicate very clearly with the people that you work with. And all of this can really help in achieving good work life balance. Next slide, please. I would like to conclude my presentation by saying that interior design as a career has a lot of scope and potential since it's an extremely creative and rewarding field and you have the potential to earn a good salary. You get to help people transform their living and workspace. So it can be very rewarding. And most importantly, there is a lot of job security that you can avail in this field. Next slide, please. These are my references for this presentation, and with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you so much for listening to me. I shall now pass it on to my colleague Lakshmi, who will carry on this session further.
Good afternoon, students. I am Lakshmi, and today I will be giving you a brief introduction about the career of actuarial science. Now, actuarial science is a very upcoming and a promising career, and probably most of you have not even heard of it. Students, those who like maths and have a special liking for the statistic chapter in your syllabus, listen carefully because this might be the right career for you. Next slide, please. Now, what is actuarial science? Well, technically, the definition says actuarial science deals with applying quantitative and statistical techniques to answer uncertainties pertaining to the future. It may relate to finance, insurance, or any other field where there is a possibility of loss or injury. And the professionals skilled in this field are called actuaries. Well, to say in simple language, actuarial science is a career which helps someone to predict certain things like what would be the rate of interest in a bank, or what would be the sum assured, what would be the premium, or what would be the future of a company based on the present data. Next slide, please. Now you can think an actuary as a person having a mathematical crystal ball to look into the future because he is the one who analyzes the entire data and predicts the future in respect of finances. Next slide, please. Now, dear students, what are the job responsibilities? The first thing is an actuary collects all the existing data, analyzes it, then develops mathematical models out of it, and whatever findings he gets, presents it to the company. It's just simple like how you make a chart by pie chart or a bar graph from the given data. It's just similar to that. Next slide, please. Now, what are the skills required to become an actuary? Excellent mathematics skills is one of the most important requirement. You should have good communication skills, analytical skills, and of course, dear students, computer skills, as you know, is the need of the hour. You should be having a critical thinking knowledge. You should have a little bit of business knowledge as well as decision making skills. Next slide, please. Now, what is the scope of the job? Once you become an actuary, you have many options to pursue a career. It could be life insurance sector, pension funds, consulting firms, even in government agencies. Also, some investment management, health insurance, general insurance, and the list is endless where you can work. Next slide, please. Now, the most important part you might be interested in, what is the salary? Of course, depending on experience, qualifications, industry, and location, the salary varies. But the average starting salary is 10 lakhs per year. And apart from the base salary, you're also entitled to get additional benefits which any corporate sector would offer you. Next slide, please. So, what are the career prospects? As I said, it is a very promising career. That means the opportunities are endless, the salaries are very high, a very job secure as it is, because from the reports, it has come across that there is 100% employment. It's a very prestigious profession, which you can know from the fact that till 30th March 2022, only 515 actuaries are there in India.
It's also a profession where you can earn while you learn. And definitely, if you love maths, then you can pursue your passion for maths throughout. Next slide, please. Dear students, but please note, actuarial science is a professional course, just like chartered accountancy, which can go parallel with your graduation and post graduation simultaneously and at your pace. In India, Institute of Actuaries of India, that is IAI, is the governing body. And lucky enough, the head office is present in Navi Mumbai, Nehru. So any queries, any doubts, you are most welcome to visit it anytime. Next slide, please. Now the question is how to become an actuary. The first step is clear your 12th standard with science or commerce with maths as a subject. Once you pass your 12th standard, clear actuarial common entrance test, that is ACET, and then take admission into any desirable graduation course. I say any desirable graduation course because it is not mandatory that you should be a specific graduate. But of course, the graduation course which will help you to study further, choose that one. Next step. The second step is to clear all the 13 subjects. If you clear first 10 subjects, you become an associate. And if you clear all the 13 subjects, you become a fellow. Next slide, please. Apart from this, you require to complete around 1.5 years of mandatory internship. But students, don't worry, you get internship opportunities in multiple firms which are related to finance. It could be the LIC, Bajaj, Max Life Insurance, Reliance, Exide Life. There are multiple opportunities to get an internship through. Next slide, please. Now, I have listed few colleges in Mumbai where you can pursue your BSc in Actuarial Science because BSc in Actuarial Science will give an added advantage to appear for the papers. These are few of them. You can just take a screenshot. And dear students, there are not so many colleges which offers this course. But lucky enough, in Bombay, we have it. Next slide, please. Apart from colleges, you also have private institutions for coaching, which are located in Mumbai. The famous one I have listed on the screen. You can take a screenshot of it. Next slide, please. Thank you, students. All the best. If you can dream it, you can do it. Now, I pass it on to my teammate for further things. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Thomas, and I'm going to be presenting the career path geology. If you're somebody who loves adventure and exploring, you should definitely look into this career. Next, please. What is geology? Geology is a geologist is a professional who studies the earth, its elements, its origin, its materials, its evolution, and various organisms that inhabit the planet. Next. This is Darasha Naushirwan. He is a famous Indian geologist, and his contributions were so valid that he was even his picture was even put on a postal stamp. Next. Okay, what does geology include? Geology includes four main subjects: mineralogy, which is the study of minerals; paleontology, which is the study of fossils; structural geology, which is the study of the forces working in the Earth's crust; and geomorphology, which is the study of the formation of the Earth's crust with its various landforms. Doesn't that sound interesting? Next. What are the basic job duties? So geology is a research-based project, and therefore you have to first collect your field samples, which are rocks, soils, liquids, and other matters. Then you have to analyze these samples. After you analyze these samples, you have to conduct research on it, and then definitely you have to find future possible mining locations. And after all the research that you have done and the conclusions you have got, you have to be able to present this well. Therefore, using advanced software is also an important job duty. Next. What about the job posts? Job posts, it has a geology includes a various number of job posts, and I'll just explain a few of them to you. What is a geological technologist? A geological technologist is somebody who conducts direct surveys of oil and mineral reservoirs. Next, please. What is a seismologist? A seismologist is somebody who investigates the causes and patterns of earthquakes, and a volcanologist is somebody who studies volcanic eruptions and magma. Next, please. What are the key skills required? Attention to detail is a very important skill. Attention to detail is required because you will be studying various landforms that have very intricate or very tiny details which you would have to infer. Therefore, the next skill, analytical thinking, that's where it comes into hand. What you have to do, whatever details you have observed, you have to be able to analyze them. And communication, you have to be able to communicate whatever you have found. Next, please. Problem solving is an important skill required in this field because a lot of the research that you do is going to be used for the prediction of future natural disasters or future events. Therefore, problem solving is extremely important. And lastly, technical skills. Since you will be working with a lot of elements, you will have you will have special equipment designed to use for that specific element. Therefore, technical skills is also important. Next. What does the work environment look like? Now, there are definitely indoor laboratory desk jobs available, but this also offers a lot of travel. You will have to go to outdoor locations for land surveys, construction of maps for gaining mineral samples, and other research tasks. Therefore, when you are away for these trips, you will have long, maybe irregular working hours, and you also cannot predict how long these work trips will last. Therefore, it is definitely a lot of adventure and exploration, but may not be the most stable. Next. What does the salary look like? The salary is around 5 lakhs per year, but this is completely based on the location, the company you're working with, your years of experience, what certification you have, what education level you have completed, and all these factors together will definitely prove whether you will get a higher pay scale or maybe not so high pay scale. Next, please. What are the educational requirements? First of all, after your 10th standard, you'll have to do 11th and 12th in the science stream with physics, chemistry, and maths as your subjects. Then you can do your graduation, which is your bachelor's degree, in any of the following subjects: geology, earth science, environmental science, petroleum engineering, or any other related field. And as an additional course, you can definitely do your master's. It's always preferred, but if that is not possible for you, you can do a diploma in any of the previous specialization. Next, please. What are your college options? As you can see, you have a huge list of very reputed colleges. You can take a screenshot. Some of them in Bombay are St. Xavier's College, and this is something you can definitely look into. Next, please. For your post-graduation, also there's a great list of colleges. Some of them are Indian Institute of Technology in Bombay itself, and again, St. Xavier's College, Mumbai. You can take a screenshot. Next, please. As you saw, there was a huge list of reputed colleges. Therefore, some of them may require entrance exams, and these are some of the entrance exams you can look into if those are the colleges you wanted to get into, if you want to get into. Next, please. Okay, what about recruiters? In the public sector, you have some great colleges like the Geological Survey of India, Coal India, Indian Bureau of Mines, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. Next, please. And in the private sector, also, you have some great recruiters like Accenture, Shell, Reliance, Emerson's, and these are some great companies to work with. It'll look very good on your CV. Next, please. What are the advantages of working in geology? If you are somebody who loves adventure and exploration, as I mentioned before, this career is filled with new experiences, new ideas, new and huge career opportunities every day. The discovery of new concepts, facts, and theories about the earth is something that is ongoing, and you will definitely enjoy it. Next, please. But I have to give you the disadvantages as well. What are the disadvantages? There is a lack of physical security. As I mentioned, you may have to go to outdoor, slightly risky locations. Therefore, if you have some health issues or something that may not allow you to do that, this may not be the career for you. You can definitely look into supervisory or desk jobs available in this career. And another disadvantage could be job security because it is directly proportional with a commodity you're working with. And since it's a research based project, funding scarcity can always pose as a problem. But these are all things you can work around. Next, please. What does the future of geology look like? As many of you all may hear various earthquakes and tsunamis, our global environment is going through a lot of changes. Therefore, geology is definitely an upcoming field. There's estimated to be an increase in 5% over the next decade. So this is definitely a career you want to look out for and invest in. Next, please. All the best for your future and thank you for listening. These are my references. I will pass it on to now Miraya.
Thank you, Rebecca. So, hello, students. My name is Miraya, and today I'll be talking to you all about a very underrated but also very upcoming field in today's time, which is a web content writer. So, I'm sure all of you must be surfing through the internet. You must have seen blogs, you must have seen posts online, you must have seen reels, captions, and a lot of content. So, where does all this content come from? It's the responsibility of a web content writer to put all these content pieces out there. So, as a web content writer, what will be your responsibilities? So, of course, you'll be responsible for writing a certain content piece on a given topic or a topic of your choice. Of course, you'll be responsible of research. So, the same topic may be written by many different people. So, it is your sort of responsibility to make sure that it is not plagiarized and that it is a reliable and valid article, whatever you're putting out there. Then third is SEO friendly content, which is very specific to web content writing. SEO basically means search engine optimization, which is used by brands and other sort of organizations to attract targeted audiences. So, for example, a brand may ask you to write a description of a particular product which is targeted for the elderly population or things like that. Lastly, you'll also be responsible for editing and proofwriting the content piece, which is just to make sure that the sentences are well formed, the vocabulary is appropriate, the punctuations are on point, and other grammatical errors are not there in the piece. Now, moving on to skills. So, some of the skills required for a web content writer is, of course, good hold over language. So, you should be good in your grammar skills, in your punctuations, in vocabulary, whichever language you're writing in. For example, it can be any regional language, it can be English or it can be Marathi or any language that you're familiar with. You should have good understanding of the language and you should have high vocabulary in that language. You should also be highly creative because, like I said, one topic can be written upon by many people. So your how do you make your article stand out, or how do you incorporate unique ideas of your own will is something that you will require. One must be proficient with MS Office tools like MS Word, MS Excel, because of course you'll be doing a lot of copy pasting, a lot of writing, editing, and things like that. Lastly, some soft skills like good time management and openness to feedback is also important, because you'll be working upon a lot of projects at the same time, and also you'll be receiving a lot of feedback if you're writing it for someone, and like if you're working in an organization and other places. Next is certain job requirements. So there are no qualifications required as such, but of course a 12th pass high school degree is important. But also if there are two candidates and one candidate has a bachelor's degree in a particular field, then of course that candidate will be preferred over the one who doesn't. So a bachelor's degree is preferred in any field of your choice, or a particular research based field, or maybe something like journalism. Also, a few written samples may be asked of you to judge your writing style, vocabulary, hold on language, and things like that. Also, knowledge on web-based research engines, which is basically Google Scholar, ResearchGate, and other such websites, because like I said, you'll be doing a lot of research for the content piece that you're working upon. Also, one must be well versed with content management systems like WordPress, which is basically where people write and upload their blogs. And lastly, strong understanding of SEO principles, what attracts the audience, what sort of things are to be included in a particular article that can attract the audience, if it's on Instagram or LinkedIn, whatever. Moving on to career prospects. So, of course, there's blogging, there's SEO writing, there's social media writing, there's copywriting and academic writer. So, blogging is, of course, writing blogs for maybe NGOs or organizations. SEO writing is very specific to brands. They might ask you to write product descriptions for their brands or their products. Social media writing includes writing posts, captions, and content for reels. Then there's copywriting, which is making sure that there's no plagiarism or the like editing and proofreading it thoroughly. Academic writer is someone who use highly formal language to write research articles in particular. So this is a sort of a rough idea of what the salary of a web content writer looks like. Of course, it depends on whether you're working from home, whether you're working as a freelancer, whether you're working in an organization. Also, it might seem like it's not a lot, but a lot of people opt for this field as like a maybe extra sort of a thing or a side hustle. So if you're someone who's preparing for entrance exams and you want some sort of work experience, then you can opt for this as an internship opportunity to get work experience. It can also look very good on your resume. And of course, where you're working also depends upon that. So if you're working in New Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, whatever city. Um, Next is the work environment which you will be a part of. So there's options like working from home, which is very convenient for today's generation. People love this option. Office environment also, you can work in collaboration with other departments and get their requirements, get their opinions on your content piece. Also, you'll this job will not be a monotonous one because you will be working with a lot of different sort of projects. You'll be writing about different things. You'll have maybe a new content piece to write every week or every day depending on the nature of your job. Also, it's a flexible schedule. You decide when you want to work, how much time you want to invest on the particular content piece. And of course, you'll be part of the evolving technology, the dynamic nature of the job, because you'll have to be in touch with the trends, what sort of news is trending, what sort of things are happening in the world, what sort of technology is being used to write blogs and other things. So these are some of the courses that are available online where you can get to know more about SEO principles, knowledge-based research engines and things like that. You can take a screenshot of this if you want. To conclude, I would just like to say that whatever career field you choose, these are some of the questions that you can reflect upon before taking a final decision. And whatever you choose, I wish you all the best in your field. And these were my references for the presentation. Now I pass it on to Tanya.
Good evening, students. So, my name is Tanya Solanki, and today I'm going to introduce you to a very interesting career, which is called digital marketing. Next, please. Miraya, next, please. Yeah. So, what do we actually mean by digital marketing? So the term digital marketing refers to the use of websites, apps, mobile devices, social media, search engines, and other digital means to promote and sell products and services. So now just imagine that you see a banner outside of your on the road of your favorite chocolate. That is something that we call as marketing the product that will attract customers. Now, doing that marketing on online platforms is known as digital marketing. Next slide, please. So, to be a digital marketer, you should have completed your 10th or 12th. That's the minimum requirement. You can have a digital marketing certifications from a reputable organizations, which I will mention later, and a bachelor's degree in marketing, business, or any related field that you'd like. Next, please. Now, talking about the job responsibilities, you might be wondering that, like, what actually people do in this other than just putting forward some pictures or some product review, right? So there are a lot of things that goes behind this career. The first one would be you have to develop and implement digital marketing strategies. Now, by developing and implementing digital marketing strategies, I mean you have to be on your toes to know that what kind of strategies will attract people and what kind of strategies will make people actually like the product or the services that the company is providing to them. The second one would be managing online campaigns, including social media, email, and search engine marketing. So, along with the strategies, you'll also have to do a lot of online campaigns, which will be the raw material that you will actually be providing to the customers on your online platforms. And using that, you will be making them interested in the services that you are actually marketing. The third one is analyzing and reporting on the campaign performance using analytical tools. Now, by this, I mean that online campaigns that you will do will produce some data. Now, this data can be the name of the person that actually likes the product or name of the people who actually don't like the product. And what is the performance of the product on different online platforms. You will have all these data with you, and you will have to analyze and report all these data using different analytical tools that will be provided to you. Next, the last one would be staying updated on the industry trends and changes in the search engine algorithms, which would be that from time to time people prefer different apps from different platforms, and they keep on changing. So you'll have to be updated on what are people preferring and where you can actually present your advertisement or product with full advantage. Next slide, please. Now, the skills that you will be required to build, or you might actually have them already. So, the first one would be the strong communication and writing skills. So, you should know how to communicate in the best way possible, because this is not a place where you're actually communicating face to face. This is a communication where there is a barrier between you, which is the online platforms, and you have to make sure that you're able to convey what you're trying to using all of your capabilities. The second one would be you need to have analytical mindset for data interpretation. As I mentioned earlier, that there will be a lot of data involved because of your online presence, your performance, your content. So you'll have to know how to interpret these data and structure them. The third one is creativity in the content creation. Now, when we talk about digital marketing or even marketing, creativity is something that you need to have. It's a must, because a lot of people prefer a lot of different things, and they like or dislike a lot of different things. So to reach the population that you're actually targeting, you need to change your creativity. You need to have a different patterns of strategies that you're implementing, and that is why you require creativity. The last one would be adaptability to evolving digital trends. Now, as I mentioned previously, people change their minds a lot. Sometimes they like Instagram stories, sometimes they like Instagram reels, sometimes they like Instagram threads. So you'll have to keep up with this liking and disliking, and you need to know what trend is going on at present. Next slide, please. Now you must be wondering that what all I can do in this digital marketing career, right? What I can be. So the career prospects for digital marketing is you can be a content manager. So you will be taking care of all the content that goes out on all the platforms, including social media, email, and any other platform that is required. And you will be making sure that these content is going on properly, and you're able to receive the performance that uh, they are creating. The second one would be email marketing manager. Now, this part is all about email and not any other platform. So you will be handling what emails that go to people, and the email that you will be receiving and the performance that it shows. The third one is social media marketing manager. Now, by being a social media marketing manager, you will be handling everything that goes on only social media platforms. By this, I mean Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter. And you will be the sole responsible for every picture, every content that goes on the social media. The last one is search engine optimization manager. Now, as we know that due to the presence of AI, whatever we search, we actually get to see those advertisements on the platforms. So you'll have to you in this position, you'll have to make sure that you know what people are searching for, know what they're liking and what they're disliking, and you'll have to create your strategy according to that. Now you must be wondering about the scope of digital marketing, like why this is such an important career at this point. So now if you notice, post COVID, a lot of people have made their, like, they want to be on present online because they want to reach out to the world rather than restricted in being restricted in the four walls that they live in. So there is a growing demand of being present online because of their small businesses or mid-sized businesses, and they want to be connected to the world and or even pan India rather than just the customer they meet physically. Also, there is the diverse opportunities in various industries, including e-commerce, IT, and healthcare, that require digital marketing presence. Next. So the work environment. So for a digital marketer, the work environment is varied. So now there can be a sole agency working on its own based on contract, like on the contract basis with different companies, wherein they take the contract and they advertise or market the product or the service the company requires. And the second situation is wherein the company has an inbuilt digital marketing team which collaborates with different teams and they work together. Next slide, please. Now, this is something that you must be looking forward to, that how much does it pay, right? So for a digital marketing starting at an entry level position, the pay is around 3 to 5 lakhs per annum. If you gain some experience, you develop your skills, so you might receive around 7 to 12 lakhs per annum. Now, you have to note that salaries can be based on experience and location. So, if you're in Chennai and if you're in Delhi, your salaries might differ. And obviously, your experience does affect your salary. So, keep that in mind. The next slide, please. So, these are some institute. You can actually take a screenshot of this and do your research later. These are some institute offering certification digital marketing courses. The first one being Indian Institute of Management, which is known as IIM, in Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Lucknow. The second one is National Institute of Fashion Technology, known as NIFT, in Kolkata. The third one is All India Management Association, known as AIMA, in New Delhi. And the fourth one is Indian School of Business, which is known as ISB, in Hyderabad. So these courses offer good digital marketing courses, and they can, after doing these courses, you can professionally be involved in the career. Next slide, please. To conclude, I would just say that pursuing a career in digital marketing in India presents a dynamic and promising landscape. And as a fact that this is a career where your skill set is more important than your degree. So if you want to be in this career, focus on your skills and alongside on your degree. Thank you so much. Now, my teammates Roshni will go ahead and introduce another great career to you. Thank you.
Good evening, students. Thank you, Tanya, for passing the presentation to me. Good evening, dear students. I am Roshni Kukreja, and today I'm going to be sharing another different interesting career choice for you, which is healthcare management. Next slide, please. First of all, let us understand what the term means. So, healthcare management is pretty much what the name implies. Okay, it is basically the overall management of a healthcare facility, for example, a clinic or a hospital. The in charge, which is the healthcare manager, is responsible for ensuring that the day-to-day activities of the clinic or the hospital are being carried out smoothly and as it should function. Okay, next slide, please. There are certain types of healthcare managers. A few of them I've mentioned on the slide here. The first one is assistant health manager, Now, this individual is responsible and for the management and administration side of the business or the hospital. So they handle things like patient payments. The second one is clinical research manager. They obviously work in a research laboratory setting and they evaluate new medicines and new medical tools that can be used in clinics and hospitals. The third one is health information manager. Now, this individual is concerned with all the patient information that comes in the hospital. For example, what symptoms the patients come up with, what diagnoses are made, what procedures are carried out. Their job is to maintain the documentation. So they record it and ensure that it is safe and confidential and well recorded. Next slide, please. Now, what would be your responsibilities as a healthcare manager? So, organizing different hospital services, what all services the hospital should provide, you will have a say in that. You will oversee that it is being carried out properly and as it needs to be. You will be the one who will be allocating financial resources to different departments in the hospital. Documentation is very important part. So maintaining documentation, monitoring stock levels, ensuring that everything is there as and when required. You will also have a say in managing staff. Managing staff. So when there is a need to hire new people, you will be a part of the recruitment team. These are some of the job responsibilities. Okay, next slide, please. Now, as you all know, every profession requires certain skills. So some of the soft skills that you should possess as a healthcare manager are organizational skills. By now, you would have noticed that much of your job responsibilities are concerned with organization. So that is obviously an important skill. Critical thinking, attention to detail is very important because even minute mistakes in a hospital setting can have impactful consequences. So attention to detail is very important. Quick thinking, because you never know what situations come up. So quick decision making and quick thinking is very, very essential. Adaptability and communication, because you'll be coordinating various departments. So these also make for important soft skills. Next slide, please. Niraya. Okay. Now I will be talking about some. Can we go to the technical skills slide, please? Yeah. So some of the technical skills that you should possess as a healthcare manager would be operational skills, risk management, quality control. You need to ensure that whatever tools and medicines and everything that is used in the hospital is of desired and required quality. So proper medical equipment has to be there. Crisis management and licensing are some of other important technical skills. Next slide, please. Now, if you are wondering what the scope of this field is, I would like to tell you that it has been higher than it has ever been before. And the reports say that the scope is expected to grow even further in the coming years. So this field looks very promising. As far as the scope is concerned, you are good to go. You have nothing to worry about that. Next slide, please. Now, where would you be working as a healthcare manager? So hospitals and clinics, like I've already mentioned before. Other than that, you can work in nursing homes, healthcare centers, outpatient care facilities, government agencies, research laboratories as well. Next slide, please. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the salary. Now the salary varies depending on what sector you will be working in, whether it is a government hospital or a private hospital, and it also varies depending on your specialization. You remember the 3 specializations I spoke about a little while ago? So the salary varies depending on this, and of course with experience, it is expected to grow. On this slide, I've mentioned the average starting salaries. Next slide, please. Now, how would you become a healthcare manager? What are the educational qualifications that you require? After you complete your 10th standard, you should go for your junior college with the stream of science. And after completing your 12th science, you can go for a Bachelor's of Business Administration degree in healthcare management. It is a 3-year course, and please note that some colleges and universities require an entrance exam for it, while some colleges and universities also provide admission on the basis of your 12th standard merit for your bachelor's degree. Once you've completed your bachelor's degree, you can go for an MBA in healthcare management. This one is a 2-year course, and an entrance exam is compulsory for you to get an admission into your MBA course. Next slide, please. On this slide, I have mentioned some reputed colleges for BBA. The list of colleges is in Mumbai and outside of Mumbai as well. Next slide, please. And on this side, this slide, there are reputed colleges for MBA, again in and outside of Mumbai. Next slide, please. Okay. So before I complete my presentation, I would just like to tell you that now that you have a brief idea about what the healthcare, what this field is about, and if you are interested, all the very best. Please work hard and success awaits you. Next slide, please. These are some of the references. Thank you for listening to me, and now I pass on the presentation to my teammate Asma.
Thank you so much, Roshni. Hi, children. I'm Asma. I'll be talking about career in pharma industry. So, what is pharma industry? Next, please. Pharma industry is an industry in medicine that discovers, develops, produces, and markets pharmaceutical drugs for use as medications with the aim to cure diseases. Pharmaceutical companies deal with medications and medical devices. It's a widespread industry, including research, chemicals, and regulation involvement of government agencies. Next slide, please. So responsibilities in this industry is for lab scientists discovering drugs to pharmacists selling to the public. Great pharmaceutical professions are out there. Children, you might have gone to a medical and you have seen a person giving you medicines. That's a pharmacist. Next slide, please. Children, you can take screenshots if you want. Now, talking about regulatory affairs specialists, what they do is they assist in maintaining and obtaining government approval for drugs, dietary supplements, and medical devices. Next slide, please. I'm talking about the interesting career, which is drug inspector. Yes, you can become an inspector in drug also. So what they do is they go and check the quality of drugs, whether it's safe for public consumption and don't have any side effects on human body. Next one is clinical researcher. What they basically do is they conduct trials to generate data on the safety and efficacy of drugs such as vaccines, dietary supplements, and medical devices. Medical writer. You can also, children, you can also become a medical writer. Medical writers combine the knowledge of science and research understanding to present information in the right level to medical health professionals. Next slide, please. Pharmacovigilance officer. This officer is responsible for gathering and assessing information about adverse effects of pharmaceutical products on the market. When the products go into the market, officer first check if it has any side effect and then it will go into the market. Talking about quality assurance, as the name suggests, they assure the quality of products or services. Now we are talking about pharmaceutical. That's why they assure the quality of medicines and medical devices. It has in food companies also, where they assure the quality of foods. Talking about quality control, they do rigorous testing and inspection and prevent any side effects in the manufacturing process. Next slide, please. Students, you can see here the technical skills and soft skills. The basic skills you need in technical is basic maths and computer skills. Soft skills, adaptability is needed as this industry is updating every now and then, so you have to adapt to it. And good communication is needed in order to interact with patients. Next slide, please. So, scope of pharma industry, as you can see, there's a rising demand for experts in medical domain. This industry is offering more job opportunities and is still expected to grow more. I have mentioned you before some of the jobs and which are remaining is research and development, medical science license, pharmaceutical manufacturer. And there are many more which are not listed over here. Okay. Next slide, please. Talking about career prospects, this career has a potential career growth from down to up. Greater degree of flexibility in the sense that you can do job and you can become an entrepreneur as you can own your own pharmacy. Pharmaceuticals can work in different setups like hospitals, drug companies, cosmetics, etc. Major segments of Indian pharmaceutical industry include generic drugs, OTC medicines, bulk vaccines, contract research and manufacturing, biosimilars, and biologics. Next slide, please. So, students, if you like to travel a lot and you are good at convincing people, then advertising and sales worker is a good field for you. Administration workers, they do their work in office and they manage and handle all the things. That's why they have so much of work. That's why they have to bring often their work home. You can see here in the picture that he's a production worker working in chemical factory, which are well ventilated but maybe noisy and crowded. Next slide, please. Salary and perks. Pharma company salary in India based on 190 latest salaries, average annual salaries rupees 2.2 lakhs per annum. Talking about perks, this industry offers good perks like health insurance, retirement plans, bonuses, etc. Next slide, please. Children, you might be wondering what are the qualifications needed to enter into this industry. So, primary requirement is you have to first clear your 12 science exam with at least 50% marks and give an entrance exam need to get admission in diploma or bachelor's in pharmacy. As you can see here, the levels diploma is of 2 years, bachelor's of 4 years, and then you can pursue master's in pharmacy of 2 years. And then, if you want, you can get a doctorate, which is PhD in pharmacy, minimum of 6 years. And if you have done BSc and MSc chemistry, then also you can apply in this industry. Next slide, please. Children, you might be thinking where you can study this. So, 1 to 5, which I have mentioned, are the top training institutes in Mumbai: Institute of Chemical Technology, IS Management College and Research, Bombay College of Pharmacy, MIT Institute of Pharmacy, and Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapit is in Navi Mumbai. And 6 to 10, which I have mentioned, are the top training institutes in Maharashtra. You can take screenshots if you want. Next slide, please. So, children, now I would like to conclude it that pharmaceutical industry is an excellent fit for those who want to make a meaningful impact on healthcare and engage in finding scientific work and are passionate about people's health and well-being. Then obviously it's a good field for you. Next slide, please. So these are my references. Thank you so much for your attention. Now I'll be handing over to my friend Mona.
Thank you, Asma. Good evening, students. Are you getting bored by studying? So, next slide, please. Let's discuss something creative. That is fine arts. You know what is fine arts? Fine arts encompasses a broad range of creative expression. This includes drawing, sketching, painting, calligraphy, sculpture, poetry, dance, music, theater, etc. That includes visual art and performing art. But today we are talking about visual arts. Next slide, please. Students, do you know what is the difference between sketching and drawing? Sketching is a rough drawing and drawing is the intricate work. In painting, it is done with paintings, colors, different mode of colors, etc. Next slide, please. Calligraphy. Calligraphy means beautiful and decorative writing. Calligraphy lettering can be done with a pen, ink brush, or other writing instruments. Next slide, please. Sculpture. Sculpture is done with metal, sponge, and pottery. Next slide, please. Students, in fine arts, visual art is of two types, that is digital and analog. In analog, we are including drawing, painting, collage, sculpture, pottery, installation. And in digital art, sound, moving, image, interactive, narrative. Next slide, please. If you want to pursue fine arts as a career, dear students, you need soft skills like technical skill, interpersonal, imaginative skill, teamwork, creative thinking, patience, organization skills, innovations, etc. Next slide, please. As a fine artist, you must have technical skills like compositions, realistic drawing, constructive drawing, perspective, color therapy, knowledge of art material, art mediums, creative thinking, networking, computer skills, proportions, light, shadow. Next slide, please. Dear student, career prospects in fine arts have various industries like galleries, museums, advertising agencies, entertainment, publishing house, freelancing work, providing diverse avenue for artistic growth. Next slide, please. Scope of the job. Dear student, as a fine artist, you can work as a painter, art dealer, exhibition manager, museum curator, art historians, artifact restoration, art as an art-based therapist, graphic designer, art gallery manager, art educator. Next slide, please. Dear student, if you pursue a fine art as your career, you have to work like creating and publishing visual arts, collaborating with other artists, researching art history and technique, promoting and exhibiting artwork, staying updated on artistic trends. Next slide, please. Work environment. Student, a fine artist can work in studio, outdoors, in natural environment, museums, galleries, school or educational institutions. For freelancer, there is flexible workspace and time in communal studios. Next slide, please. Salary. Salary package depends on several factors that includes their expertise, location, organization type, etc. But with the degree of Bachelor in Fine Arts, a candidate can expect to earn between 3.4 to rupees 4.8 lakhs per annum at the beginning of their career. Next slide, please. For entrance exam. To be a fine artist, to get admission in Bachelor in Fine Art, entrance exam in India includes QAT PG, that is Common University Entrance Test, postgraduate, QAT UG, that is Common University Entrance Test, undergraduate, MAH AAC CET, that is Maharashtra Applied Arts and Crafts Common Test. Next slide, please. Where to study? In Mumbai, we have Garware Institute of Fine Arts, National Institute of Fine Arts, Rachna Sansad, JJ School of Arts, and all over India, we have many other colleges. You can take a screenshot. Qualification. Qualification required for a fine artist. Dear student, there is undergraduate, that is 6-month diploma in fine arts, 1-year diploma in fine arts, 2-year advanced diploma in fine arts. To be a graduate, that is bachelor in fine arts, postgraduate, that is postgraduate diploma in fine arts, MA in fine arts from UGC recognized university. And dear student, fine arts courses can be done at any age as a hobby. As a hobby, you can do 1 to 3 months hobby certificate courses, animation courses, sketching course, entrance preparation exam for BFA, NIFT, NID. Next slide, please. Conclusion. Each artwork is a new world to explore, and each viewing can be revealed something new. So immerse yourself in the world of art and let enrich your life in unexpected ways. Remember, art is not what you see, but what you make others to see. Next slide, please. This is some of the references. Next slide, please. All the best, students, and thank you. I'm passing to my friend Jayshree.
Miraya, if you
Thank
can
you.
just move your cursor from that take control because that is visible before Jayshree starts.
Ma'am, I from here think this.
Because your screen is shared, no? So on YouTube we
Yeah.
can see that take control part is right on top. That is being
This?
highlighted.
This?
Yeah, that take control. It's showing like that. You just move your cursor. That's all.
Ma'am, that is actually Charan's screen.
Charan screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Jayashree, please continue.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, thank you, Mona. And good evening, friends. So, after the COVID pandemic, what do you think has become the most important thing in your life? Yeah, any guesses? Yes, can anybody guess? Yeah, it's very simple and very well understood. It is the health, that is the good health and good immunity, which is the most biggest concern which all we have going through. So then, like, how does one get good health? Good health is got from very good nutrition, what you intake, and then who guides us towards having this good nutrition? A good nutritionist can guide us for having good nutrition. So, to begin with, today, let's explore together and know the details about this career, the nutritionist. First slide, please. Yeah. So now let's look into what is nutrition. Nutrition in very simple language is nothing but the food that you take. I mean, it is very simple food that you intake in your everyday life, and thus this helps in converting into energy and letting us do our everyday course very beneficially. And then what are the main nutritions? This nutrition comprises of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, roughage. Roughage is the fiber that you intake. Next slide, please. Yeah. So now let's look into the job responsibilities of a nutritionist. The main and the most important responsibility of a nutritionist is assessing clients' nutritional needs and goals. That is like trying to know what exactly he wants and how you need to go through it. And then, according to his requirements, you have to develop the meal and the nutrition plans, considering the client's preferences, also his likes, dislikes, and even parallel to that, you have to look into the budget part also. And once your plan is done, then you have to evaluate and monitor the progress, whether the plan which you have given is working or not. And gradually you have to document his progress. And the next, other than that, you have to create educational materials about healthy food choices, and even contribute and keep yourself up to date with the latest food and new techniques or the terminologies which are coming up. Next slide, please. Yeah, so now let's look into the skills. As any career, here also there are a lot of skills which are required, the hard skills and the soft skills. There are more, hard skills are a compulsory thing, but accordingly we need to have more of soft skills, which will be contributing more to your occupation. The skills required are, next, yeah. Compassion being one of the most important, because you have to understand and be empathetic towards the client, like what he is going through by having a loss of nutrition. The next is this listening skill. Listening is like in any career, it is very important to carefully understand the client's goals and concerns. The third being an organizational skill. It is the ability to maintain or be organized and keep their schedules of appointments and maintain patient files. The next and the most important is problem solving. This nutritionist must evaluate the health status of a patient and determine the most appropriate food choices for a client to improve overall health or manage a chronic disease or a regular disease. And the next one is speaking skill. It is again a communication skill where you have to explain the client in very simple language, whatever makes him understand, rather than using all those heavy words or technical knowledge. You should not be parting those. Next slide. Yeah. The qualification required is complete a bachelor's degree in nutrition, dietetics, food survey, systems management, or a related field. You need to be a registered dietitian or a certified nutritionist, complete a coursework in nutrition, chemistry, biology, and physiology, and perform a certain amount of supervised hands-on testing. That is, you need to experience yourself before starting with your profession. Then you have to have a licensing examination passed, and you need to have a license for starting a career into a nutritionist. Next, please. Yeah, so this is going to tell you how you to become a nutritionist in India. We are more focusing on India rather than somewhere else. Let's get into the next slide, please. Yeah. So the list of nutrition and dietetic courses in India are like many. There is ample place where you can get into it. There is nutrition and dietetic certificate courses, bachelor's degrees, diploma courses. Then you can have next slide, please. You can have PhD. I mean, that is the final part. Then you can have masters. You can have PG diploma, and then finally you can get into the masters. I mean PhD also. Next slide, please. So yeah, these are the good colleges who cater with this course. The first, let's look into Mumbai colleges. The SNDT college in Mumbai, which has been placed in 4 different places. One is in Ghatkopar and Matunga in the central suburbs. Then is Churchgate in the South Bombay, and in the western suburbs is SVT Santa Cruz. And there is BK Birla College in Thane. And there is one more in Nirmala Niketan Churchgate, which is one of the oldest and the most reputed college for girls in nutritionist. And then there is the D.Y. Patel University in Navi Mumbai. And again, there is a lot of colleges all throughout India. In almost all the states in India, there are colleges for nutritionists. Next slide, please. Yeah, the career prospects, you can be placed in hospitals, healthcare settings, government agencies, non-profit organizations, in educational institutes where you can teach nutrition. Then you can be in sports team, fitness centers, food and beverage industries. Next slide. Yeah, now let's look into the work environment. Work environment can be like in an office job. It can be like a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 6 job. You can work part-time also. And for self-practitioners, timings can be flexible according to one's convenience and availability. That is like you can have thrice a week, 4 times a week. You can have morning hours. You can split yourself into evening. I mean, it's entirely on you to make your own decision on where you want to be settled. Next slide. Yeah. So the careers are also many, depending upon where you stay, the level of your education and your career choice. There are countless nutrition jobs you can do in India. Like you can become a dietitian, nutritionist, food technologist, analyst, coder. I mean, there are lots, like, you write from even like a basic, it's not a basic, though, food nutrition and writer columnist also. You can write down your article in magazines or in newspapers also. There are a lot of choices for a nutritionist. Next slide, please. Yeah, so now let's look into the salary. The average base salary is like 25,000 per month. The salary may vary depending on the education qualification, the expertise, and whether they work at a hospital, clinic, food corporation, or research. And the main and important one more thing added to this is the geographical locations, as in where you are placed. Are you in a metro city or in a small town? So accordingly, you get the payment. Next slide, please. Yeah, so these are the other job descriptions where you can be placed. There are n number of choices, like I already mentioned you. So you can just go through all this. Next, please. Yeah, so concludingly, nutrition is an integral part of our everyday lives, and the role of a nutrition in promoting good health is vital. So as I already spoke, after, maybe not prior to that, but after once the COVID, we all have very well understood that to have a good health, good nutrition is required. And for good nutrition, again, a nutrition is the most helpful person. So there are over hundreds of job titles and designations you can look in if you are very serious about food and nutrition. Thank you so much. And to conclude, I would always suggest you all to please have a look into this. Thank you so much. I hand over to Kashish. Please come forward.
Hello students, my name is Kashish Jog and I'm going to present a career on multimedia and animation. Next slide please. So students, what is multimedia? Multimedia refers to applications and technologies that manipulate text, data, images, sound and full motion video objects. Given the usage of multimedia formats, multimedia is capable of delivering a stronger and more engaging messages. What are the 5 key elements of multimedia? Text, audio, animation, graphics, and videos. The best example of multimedia would be YouTube videos. Next slide, please. What are the qualifications needed? Skills are more important in this career, but typically a bachelor's degree in computer graphics, animation, fine arts is needed. A candidate can also get a diploma in multimedia or animation after their 10th and 12th grade. Next slide. What is the job responsibility? Multimedia specialists design and create IT-based multimedia products, such as websites, DVDs, and computer games that combine text with sound, pictures, graphics, video clips, virtual reality, and digital animation. Next slide. What are the soft skills required? Artistic talent, animators, and artists should have an artistic ability and a good understanding of color, texture, light, and technical skills. Communication skills. Multimedia artists and animators need to work as a part of a complex team and respond well to criticism and feedback. Computer skills. Many multimedia artists and animators use computer programs regularly, so they need to have good computer skills as well. Next slide, please. Creativity. Artists and animators must be able to think creatively to develop original ideas and make them come to life. Time management skills are also very important. The hours required by most studios and game design companies are long, particularly when there are tight deadlines. Artists and animators need to be able to manage their time when a deadline approaches. Next slide. Students, as you can see, there are many career prospects in multimedia. Some of them are creative director, media director, graphic designer, animator, film and video editor. Next slide, please. The work environment. People who work in multimedia, their work environment may depend on the specific industry they're working in. For example, someone who's working in marketing may work in an office setting. However, a camera operator will work in a studio setting. Many multimedia jobs also allow people to work from home as well. Next slide. What is the salary and packages? Salary depends upon skills and experiences. Multimedia salary in India ranges between 1.5 lakhs to 11 lakhs with an average annual salary of 4.4 lakhs. Next slide. These are a list of preferred colleges. Students, you can take a screenshot of this. Some of them are Framebox Animation and Visual Effects, Mumbai, Amity University, Mumbai, and Mumbai School of Cinematic and Performing Arts. Next slide. Animation. Who doesn't like to watch animated movies? What is animation? Animation is a method of photographing drawings, models, or even puppets to create an illusion of movement in a sequence. The best example for animation would be cartoons. The education required for it is BA in Animation and Graphic Designing, BSc in Animation, or a Bachelor's of Visual Arts. Next slide. What are the career prospects? Game artist, games developer, VFX artist, and web designer. Job prospects for animators are rising at a very fast pace thanks to the boom in the entertainment and gaming industry. Full-length animated movies are in great demand. Students, can you guess how many animators work on a single animated movie? You can write your guesses in the chat box. The correct answer is 500. Yes, 500 animators work on a single animated movie, which means that there are great employment opportunities. Next slide. The soft skills required are virtual effects, 3D rendering, drawing and composition, and attention to detail. Next slide. The salary for an animator is 0.0 9 lakhs to 7.3 lakhs with an average annual salary of 3.9 lakhs. The preferred colleges are E Plus College of Animation and Media and Image Institution of Digital Technology. Next slide. Here's a small video on animation.
When you write, your tone influences how readers respond. With Grammarly, just highlight your text and type how you want to.
Multimedia artists and animators turn ideas and sketches into heroes, villains, and monsters. They create visual wonders for your favorite television shows, movies, and video games. Multimedia artists and animators conduct research to design characters and settings for a story, and then develop storyboards that map out major scenes. They bring creativity and artistic skill to the drawing board, painting or sketching designs, or they may use computer-generated images to develop digital models of their ideas. Teamwork is essential as each animator works on part of a project that must fit seamlessly with others' work. Feedback is shared frequently between animators, game designers, directors, and clients. Working together under deadlines can create stress, but often brings the team's vision together. These artists usually specialize. They may animate video games, develop visual effects for movies, or create computer-generated images for television. About half of multimedia artists and animators are self-employed, while others work for the motion picture and video industries or in scientific and technical settings. Most work regular hours but may work nights and weekends when deadlines demand it. A bachelor's degree in art or computer graphics is crucial for building both the skills and the portfolio necessary to enter the field. Multimedia artists and animators bring the fantastic and dreamlike alive and make them unforgettable.
Next slide. In conclusion, I would like to say multimedia is not more media, but the employment of various kinds of media for what they each offer to advance the narrative. Next slide. These are my references, and this was the last presentation of the day. So thank you, students, for listening to us very patiently, and hopefully you enjoyed our presentation. And hopefully you got a better understanding of these career paths. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. You can also email us.
Yeah.
You can also email us on the email ID on the screen right now. You can take a screenshot. This email ID will be in use till 20th Jan, and we will respond as fast as possible. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, does anyone have any questions? Please put in the chat box.
Hello, Vidya ma'am.
Yes. Hello?
Hi, yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes you are.
Hi. Yes, ma'am. I'm a Tula teacher here from SIS High School. On behalf of our SIS High School Matunga, I would like to thank everyone here, ma'am, especially you people, you and your team, ma'am, have done a very wonderful, informative session today. We are very much blessed, I think so, okay, to hear this, and our students too are very much blessed, and they would just take your guidance and just go through their career. Okay, first of all, I heartily thank ma'am, Vidya Satish ma'am, for conducting this session with our team. And it was an eye-opener to our students. Thank you for all the teachers and other students who have taken more efforts and interest to bring out this career and to guide our students throughout. And I believe our students might have definitely benefited with this session, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am, once again for this
thank you
career
so much.
panorama, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
And congratulations to the students for having presented so well.
Really. So very beautifully, they have presented with the videos and PPTs. Those are really a lively one.